What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler, and we are back for another video in our Spider-Man Far From Home community series, a community series that's been airing on our channel every single Thursday leading up to Spider-Man Far From Home releasing on July 2nd in theaters. We've done, and this community series in general is going to be talking about the movie in general, discussing it, theorizing it, talking about some themes and what it could even lead to in the future Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. We had a community series for Avengers Endgame, so we've done a lot of stuff in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on our channel over the last couple months leading into Endgame and now leading into Spider-Man Far From Home. And, in terms of when Tyler and I are recording this, we had just seen the main trailer, the one that actually, they say in the beginning, spoilers, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, don't watch this trailer because there's going to be spoilers. So we've seen a little bit of Spider-Man Far From Home even before this trailer in general, but one of the main themes that it definitely looks like is pushing Spider-Man to kind of the front of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, kind of making him the face. And in this video, we want to talk about why we believe Tony Stark left everything to Spider-Man, and more importantly, what that means to him. So not just kind of giving him the keys to all this technology and all of these new features, but also what that means for Spider-Man, what that means for Spider-Man in this movie, and where his character and Peter Parker can go in these future films, kind of becoming the new person, the new leader. Whether or not Tony Stark or Iron Man was leader, we can also discuss that. But that is going to be the focus point of this video. So Tyler, what do you think? We saw a lot of technology. We obviously see Nick Fury as well, kind of being that mentor kind of role, directing Spider-Man that there's still work to do. But we see Spider-Man with some new technology, and we can kind of piece together that Tony Stark, and obviously again from the end of Avengers Endgame, we can kind of put together that Tony Stark's going to give Spider-Man a lot of tools to succeed in the future. Some kind of vocal cues as well that Happy told him, and you can go over that if you want. So what do you think about all that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely clear, and I'm super glad too that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is essentially the next Tony Stark. He will be in, obviously we already know that they want to do at least 6 Spider-Man films, and then he will always be in the Avengers films. I assume. I mean, look. When in the scene in the trailer where Peter has his glasses on, Tony's glasses on, he's like, "Oh my God!" I'm pretty sure it's a video message of Tony Stark saying, like, "Hey kid, I know we didn't get much time, but I'm leaving you everything. The Avengers base, money, tools, everything is yours. And I believe in you, and all these different things." So really, because we know that Tony Stark and Iron Man wasn't exactly the leader of the Avengers, but in a way he really was. But that will be Spider-Man now. He will be the guy who upgrades everybody's suits. All the new tech will be made by Peter. So yeah, I mean, really, it's kind of like we're gonna get a newer, younger Tony Stark in a way with a different humor or whatever. But we're still going to be getting those type of gadgets and the suit upgrades and all of that. But it's going to be coming from Peter Parker. So that's really cool. But what we also are going to see over these films is how Peter Parker grows into that leader role. Kind of like how Tony Stark did. A different role, but he did become a leader at the end, for sure. So it's going to be cool to be kind of growing up with Peter Parker, who is now, he knows that Tony Stark believes in him. Tony Stark's left everything to him. This movie is probably going to be about him trying to figure out, how do I carry that much weight? And then obviously he'll figure it out in the end. Well, it's gonna be cool. Because we know, and like I'm sure that new Spider-Man suit with the black, I'm sure Tony Stark, before he went, I assume that we're going to find out that he used to make all these different Spider-Man suits in those 5 years, because obviously Peter was one of the main reasons why he was willing to even figure out how to use time travel. So I wouldn't be surprised if when he's in the garage tinkering, not only is he making Pepper the rescue suit, or changing his whatever mark, I think it was like 48 or 47, from red arms to gold arms and gold legs, I wouldn't be surprised if he was also making a bunch of Spider-Man suits. So that'd be pretty cool. So he'll probably have some kind of spider lair, have all these different suits that he can choose from, all this different tech, all this different money. It's just that's going to be pretty cool. But the coolest thing and the saddest thing is that at a certain point, Peter will be the leader of the Avengers. That's awesome. But once Spider-Man, and this is a while from now, don't worry, but once it is where he's clearly the leader and it's the next Endgame or whatever, I hate to say it, but we're going to get another Tony Stark death, and it's going to be Peter Parker's. So I hope you're happy, everybody. But I mean, seriously, I mean that is what we're going to get, because there's going to be that sacrifice, and he'll be able to do it because he'll probably have Miles Morales, just like Tony had Peter. So it's going to be like a full circle type thing, and I almost have like a tear in my eye because it's almost written today, even though it's not happening for probably 15 years or more. But it feels like, how can it be written any other way? That's the perfect way to do it. And they're already starting. They're already setting it up with all the reasons that I said. So it's pretty cool, because what that also tells me, if you think about it, with Iron Man being in Spider-Man Homecoming and Iron Man being in Captain America Civil War, along with others, but he had a bigger part, I think that we will start seeing Spider-Man in other people's films. I think that either when we get Captain Falcon, is what I'm calling him, but the new Captain America with Sam and Bucky, whether they have their own movie or they're in the next Spider-Man movie, I wouldn't be shocked if we have something like that, where it's Spider-Man and Captain America, the new Captain America, and Bucky, that they would have their own movie. Spider-Man maybe works with, I don't know, Ant-Man or something. Maybe Black Panther or whatever, because there's going to be so many new heroes. So I think that Spider-Man's going to be the one that we start to see used in other films more often. That probably wouldn't be until towards the end of Phase 5. That's my vision. But I do think that's what we're going to see. Maybe middle of Phase 5, Spider-Man will have his own movie. He'll be in an Avengers movie, and he'll be in one other character's movie. That's how I'm seeing it. Which, again, is very cool. It doesn't, it changes up the dynamic a little bit, but it also keeps things a little bit the same, which is good. It's a passing of the torch, which is good. Like I said, it sets up a similar scenario in the future, which is sad, but good. So, I don't know. I think this is a positive. I think it's going to be pretty cool to see this teenager that all of a sudden has all this money, and probably that will be the next movie is he graduates high school, but now he's got all this money. And remember, in Homecoming, he's like, I don't even need to go to school. I'm Spider-Man. So now it's going to be like, I graduate. Do I go to college, or do I start Parker Industries, or do I take over Stark? Like, all these different things are going to be going through his mind, because it's going to be his first time adulting, while also trying to find his role as Peter Parker in the world, like Tony Stark did. But it's going to be difficult for him because Tony Stark was Iron Man publicly. So Tony Stark and Iron Man were one. So everything Tony Stark did, Iron Man was part of. Peter's not going to have that, or will he do that at the end? I am Spider-Man. That's possible. So it introduces all these different story elements that really make Spider-Man, in my opinion, probably the coolest new Marvel, not new, but like as of post Endgame, he's probably going to be the coolest character to be following, because there's so much fun stuff that they can do with it. There really, tons of fun stuff. Graduation, maybe it could be Spider-Man goes to prom, or I don't know what it's going to be. But I guarantee you, now that I said that, I am Spider-Man, I bet at the end of the third movie, Peter Parker does declare, I am Spider-Man. And maybe he at the grand opening of his new research facility, or new maybe Avengers base or something that was helped funded by Mr. Tony Stark, and he left money and this and that. So who knows? But I bet you we're going to see that kind of thing. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this opens up so much for the character, and really, if you think of what Tony Stark did for all the Avengers, I mean, obviously he has a legacy in the fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. was decimated, and he made Avengers Base, which kind of became the new S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury had a job again, and all of that. Everybody had new outfits. Nobody really had to worry about work. That was all covered. So there's all these things that Tony Stark did for these heroes, and now he's not there. So now you have Peter Parker, and now it's like, wait, so our boss is a kid? And that's gonna be the story elements that they have to do now. So it totally changes things up in a kind of a fun way. I can't wait. I really can't.
For sure. I mean, the character of Spider-Man obviously means a lot to a lot of different people. And even, like I said in the last video, you have a character that even if you didn't see his standalone movie and then or you saw him in Civil War first, then you missed out on Spider-Man or whatever, Spider-Man is obviously a very, very iconic superhero. Games, movies, action figures, shows, comics. I mean, he is one of the most recognizable superheroes on the planet. And you have such a likable character in Tom Holland as Peter Parker, as Spider-Man, that you kind of just have to run with him, right? And in this movie, I think exactly what Tyler said, we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of growth. We're going to see a lot of him maturing and taking up kind of new roles, not just in this movie, not just kind of saving the day from Mysterio or whoever the villain ends up being, but then also kind of being like, I'm the guy for the Avengers. Captain America is gone, or Steve Rogers is gone. He's old now, but we have Falcon. We have still Avengers kind of all over the place, but I have all this money from Tony Stark. I have the smarts, and Peter Parker is a very smart kid, but he's got all the tools now, so he can really look at himself and be like, I got to be the guy. And I completely agree with Tyler. I think when it comes down to it, in 2, 3, 4 movies, he's going to be the main one. I mean, he's got and even just if you look at the plan behind the movies, if you look at when these movies are coming out and how many movies they're planning on making of Spider-Man movies, and I agree with Tyler. I think he will be that kind of character that'll pop in other characters' standalone films. This is an important character, and I think it makes sense to kind of give him the keys and say, you are kind of what Tony Stark was, but you're also not. You're a lot younger. Right now, your identity's hidden. You're just a kid. You're Spider-Man. You're not Iron Man. You're Spider-Man. So he's going to have a lot of different things going on while also kind of elevating that role. So I think it's going to be really, really cool to see in Far From Home, and as well as, when we actually start to see him interact with other Avengers as he gets older. I mean, also Tom Holland will get older as these movies progress, and he's not going to be that kid anymore. He will still have those kind of kid jokes. Spider-Man always has that kind of lightheartedness and that kind of kid feeling to him, but it's just going to be different. I think it's going to be really, really cool to see as these movies go on, and as Tom Holland gets older, and as Spider-Man kind of gets more experienced and more mature and has been doing the job for a while. It's going to be a really, really cool thing to see. And guys, in the description box below, we have a link to Fandango now. It's an affiliate link through us. If you guys click on that link and you guys buy or rent anything on that website through that link, it would help us out on the channel leading up to Spider-Man Far From Home, and really leading up through all of these months. Fandango now is doing a Marvel sale where they're giving away and where you can buy or rent Marvel movies, any of the past movies, which does include Spider-Man Homecoming, at a reduced rate. So if you guys want to check that out, you can link your Fandango account as well. Get points when you go to the movie theater and then use them and redeem them for to rent or buy movies or TV shows for absolutely free. So you guys can try that if you want. Again, it's in a link in the description below, and really would help us out if you guys did that. But guys, let us know in the comments below, what do you think about all this? Where do you see Spider-Man's role going in these future, not just standalone Spider-Man films, but also Avengers films to come? Let us know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And again, our Spider-Man Far From Home community series goes up on our channel every single Thursday leading up to this movie releasing in theaters on July 2nd. So we got a bunch more videos coming up, and we hope to see you guys there.